All right, Acting Sergeant at Arms, you can go ahead.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends around the world. I am the Acting Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Munaf. I would like to welcome you all to our Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club meeting number 436. To begin with the role, I would like to read out the ground rules. Always keep yourself muted unless you're prompted to speak. It's also encouraged to keep your videos on to experience the best that what the club has to offer. In case if you want to step away from the meeting, you might switch off the video or you can use a coffee reaction. Also, you can just also come back in order to encourage today's meeting and yourself and others. You can use the reactions on the chat in a respectful manner. Now let me remind ourselves that why are we exactly over here for this Toastmasters Club meeting? We provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With that, I declare this meeting as opened. And now I would like to give the stage to our president of this club, Toastmaster Suraiya Noor Fathima. Over to you.
Thank you so much, our Acting Sergeant at Arms and our Vice President of Education, Suhan Abdul Munaf. Welcome everyone to Mafia Night and of course to the 436th meeting, a very special meeting as it's happening on the 22nd of the second month of the year in the 22nd year of this millennium. Wow, a very rare day indeed. And also a good day for Toastmasters. I'm guessing all of us, at least most of us here, are Toastmasters. So hello and welcome. This is the Toastmasters experience. And you might be wondering who, in fact, founded this whole thing. Because Toastmasters, you don't really come across it all that often, right? In normal chit-chat, unless you're in a place that has a lot of clubs, aka the United States or Kuwait. But who founded this whole thing? Let me ask our Vice President of Education himself. Oh dear Vice President of Education, who founded Toastmasters?
It's our beloved Ralph C. Smedley.
Yes. And what day is today that is important?
It is 22nd February 2022. Even if you read it the reverse, it's again 22nd February 2022.
Ralph C. Smedley made a special organization just like our special day for us to practice public speaking and leadership, communication in an environment that is supportive and always encouraging. So, what does that mean in the grand scope of things? Well, you will find that out very, very soon as I will hand it off to the Toastmaster of the day. Before I do so, I would like to obviously just say hello to our guests. Of course, we have two guests who are also taking part in the meeting, our GE, Saurav Datta, and of course, one of our evaluators, Saurabh Yadav. Welcome to the meeting, and thank you for taking up a role today. Also, we have, of course, a visitor that comes by regularly, Toastmaster Chuka from Imperial London Toastmasters Club. Hello and welcome. And of course, we have a couple of other guests. We have Piragash K, welcome to the meeting. Shubhranjali, welcome to the meeting. Even if you're not going to stay throughout, I do hope you can give us your input later. And of course, our guest and Toastmaster and impromptu grammarian, Eugene Schnell. Welcome, welcome. And also Oh, okay. Saurabh is also there. I see two Saurabhs. Is that the same person?
It is.
No.
I
So we
think
No,
so.
no, I'm
second
different.
Saurabh.
Yeah,
Welcome to the meeting, guest
thank
Saurabh.
you.
And of course, we have a special guest, non-Toastmaster, to be Toastmaster, Deepthi. Welcome to the club. She is very special as she is the wife of our immediate past president, Sairam Santosh. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me for today's meeting.
Oh, of course. You're always welcome to our club. Thank you. Now, let us hand it over to the TMOD of the day, who is drum rolls. If you saw the agenda, this is not a secret. It's me again. I will be your Toastmaster of the day and your game master for today. So it's a special night. It's Mafia night. It's game night. So I hope you're all excited and ready as I am. Yes? Woohoo! Some hands in the air. My microphone is here, so I can't really do much. I have to be intimidating somehow. So, first of all, I want to show you, for those of us who are guests, what is the Toastmasters meeting structure before I move on to the juicy part. The Toastmasters meeting structure goes a little something like this. We have 3 segments. First is the prepared speeches. Second is the table topics. Third is the general evaluation. These are the 3 segments that make up a Toastmasters meeting. Now, to make these segments work, we have, of course, the speakers for our prepared speeches. We have 2 today. And each speech length is greater than or equal to 4 minutes. Then we have table topics, which is basically impromptu speeches. And those impromptu topics will be given out by our table topics master. And of course, as it's an impromptu speech, the speech length is very short at just 1 to 2 minutes. Then we have the final segment, the general evaluation, which is of course headed by the general evaluator who will be generally evaluating, very self-explanatory there. And of course, we'll also have speech evaluations. So prepared speeches always get thorough feedback, encouraging feedback by the speech evaluators. And of course, timings, evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes in length. Now, to control the whole meeting, you have one person keeping an eye on everything. That is me, the Toastmaster of the day, otherwise known as TMOD for short. And of course, I have a bunch of role players to help me out. This goes for every Toastmasters meeting, but it can differ from region to region, club to club. You get the thing. First of all, we cannot forget the timer, who is essential. They obviously time the prepared speeches, table topics, and general evaluations, while also timing other stuff that the TMOD might ask for. And of course, they're like the traffic light. Green for you're all good, yellow for maybe you should try and wrap this up, and red for stop the speech. This is just to help you get an indication of how much longer you have for speaking. Next, of course, we have our favorite R counter. In our club, the R counter only writes down the R's and ums and filler words and says it at the end, thankfully. We also have our grammarian, who takes a note of the language that we use and also gives feedback towards the end, and tries to make things fun by giving us a word of the day to use. And of course, lastly, due to Corona and all that, we have a tech moderator, and that will be me for today. So if anyone needs anything in terms of tech moderation, I'm here. Just ping me and I'll be here. Now, Are you ready for Mafia Night? This is a themed meeting, by the way, aka Mafia Night. So what is Mafia Night? We have a bunch of stuff already here. First of all, Mafia is a social deduction game. It's a game that kids play, I think teenagers as well, and it is played in two teams, the uninformed town and the informed mafia. What this means is that the mafia know exactly who their teammates are. Town, aka the civilians, don't. And of course, this game is played in cycles of day and night. So during the daytime, I, as the narrator, will tell you when it is day, when it is night. So during the daytime, the players discuss and vote who to kick out. During the night time, this is when the action happens. The mafia will go out to kill civilians, and doctors go out to heal players, and detectives go out to find clues. So mafia, doctor, and detective are special roles because they're the only ones who can actually do something. So for the town, the doctor and the sheriff or the detective is on the side of the town. They help heal players, and they can find out if a sheriff can find out if someone is suspicious or not. Mafia, I mean, it's obvious, they kill you. So be very careful, because mafia can also lie and use deception during the daytime discussion to sway votes. Obviously, the win condition is very simple. Town wins if all the mafia is found and kicked out during the daytime voting procedures. And it will be very simple. Like, this is the kind of stuff that kids play. It's very simple, don't worry. But the mafia wins if mafia gain a majority. So be careful. All right. And of course, some people are missing here. Yeah, there we go. The players are, we are missing one player. No worries. That's fine. It'll work even without him. These are our players. Now, I would like to say, to make things fun and interesting for all of us, I know we all want to have a chance at doing things. The discussion, when it happens during the daytime and voting happens, everyone here, except me, will vote. So the players can only be the ones debating and discussing. They're the only ones who can, they'll all get 1 minute together to put in their information and debate as to why they're not suspicious. And then all of us vote, except me, on who to kick out. Okay? All right? And this is how it is going to happen. During the daytime, which is like this, obviously, first day, nothing happens. During the night time, I will say this is between our segments. I will say, okay, night time, mafia, send me a message on who you want to kill. Doctor, send me a message on who you want to heal. And sheriff, send me a message on who you want to find out about. Okay, all right. And then I will come back in during the daytime, and we will all have 1 minute to discuss. Okay, don't worry, it's easy, it'll be simple. Players, you all know, please message me on this Zoom chat, not on WhatsApp, on Zoom chat. Okay, all right. As for the rest of
privately, right, Taimi? Right?
Yes, of course. Do not say it in the chat, privately. Public discussion will be allowed when I say so. So, without further ado, let me call upon the role players so that they can explain their roles. All right. Okay, just 1 second. First up, we have the timer, who will be Vishal Edward Khan. Can you please explain your role, Vishal?
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the day and our President Toastmaster Suraiya. Game Master, yeah. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, as a timer, I will time the table topic, speeches, the prepared speeches, and the evaluation section. I will also alert the speaker on the time they have left using the green, yellow, and the red displays, which will denote the time remaining. Now, for table topics, the speeches, the remarks have to be no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show the green. Okay. I'll show the green. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will show the yellow. And at 2 minutes, I will show the red. There will be a grace period of 30 seconds after the 2 minutes, but there will be no indication that the time is over. The speaker has to conclude his speech to avoid getting disqualified. For the prepared speeches, similarly, it is from 5 minutes to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, the green card is shown. At 6 minutes, yellow, and at 7th minute, the red card is displayed. There's a grace period of 30 seconds after the 7th minute. For evaluation, the timings are from 2 minutes to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will show the green. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will show the red, show the yellow, and at the end of 3 minutes, I will show the red. There's a grace period of 30 seconds after the red, after which the speaker will be disqualified for being voted. That is all from my side. Over to you.
Thank you so much, timer, for that in-depth explanation. Now, let us move on to our, if this can come up, our R counter, Huma Parveen. So, Toastmaster Huma, can you please explain what your role entails?
Yes, sure, I will do that, TMOD. Am I a mafia or am I a town? I don't know. Can anybody guess? What am I? Well, I am confused. But I know today my role as an accountant. The purpose of my counter is basically I will be looking closely at the various speech given today, the table topic sessions, and I will be looking at the crutch words, the pause, fillers. I will be making my report, and when I'm called upon, I will be giving my report. So that's all about my role. Thank you, and over to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much for that wonderful explanation. Now, let me just get this slide ready. And help me welcome our grammarian for the day, who has come in real quick and taken up the role, Eugene Schnell. Can you help us explain what your role entails?
Absolutely, Game Master. This role is all about keeping track of grammar, both excellent usages and usages of grammar that may not be so excellent. I also keep track of the word of the day, which today is meritorious, which means deserving award or praise. If you do try and use the word of the day, I will note it down. That way, at the end of the meeting, I will be able to provide a report on the usages of grammar, but also the usage of the word of the day. And that is, in summation, the grammarian's role. Back to you, Game Master.
Thank you so much. And yes, players do know that the grammarian is joining the game, so he will be part of the discussions. Now, let's go on to this handsome gentleman who is our general evaluator. Help me welcome Toastmaster or Distinguished Toastmaster, Saurav Datta.
Thank you so much. So I'm not really, very familiar with the Mafia game. So I'm sorry if I'm going to be a spoiled sport, but you'll have to bear with me. You don't have a choice because I'm also the godfather and the general evaluator for today's meeting. So what I say is the rules is what I know, and that's all I know. And I have a special role, I guess, which is, am I supposed to divulge that or not? Game Master. No, I'm not supposed to divulge it. Okay, so I've got a special role and I'll keep it to myself. Thank you. And as the general evaluator, I'll be evaluating the whole meeting. I've already started evaluating ever since the game was announced, and I'm going to, fire my final shots towards the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Game Master.
Thank you so much. All right. So, before we head on to the prepared speeches section, usually day one, there is nothing happening because people just discuss there's nothing really happening in a game. So immediately a narrator usually goes to night one. Players, this is now night one. Please message me, Mafia, who you're going to kill. Obviously, don't do it don't show. Mafia, show me who you're going to kill. And the good members of the town, aka the doctor and detective, please, of course, tell me who you want to heal, the doctor, and who you want to find out, the detective. Message me in the chat while we go on to the prepared speeches. All right. So, prepared speeches section is here. The prepared speeches session is there to help our members truly grow as public speakers because they use Pathways, a Toastmasters educational program, in order to grow their skills in various different fields of public speaking, you could say. So, who are our speakers today and what will they share with us? Oh. First up, let me welcome our first evaluator for the first speaker to say what are the objectives of our first speaker. Toastmaster Saurabh Yadav.
Thank you, Game Master. Today we have a wonderful speaker who will be delivering the first project of the third level from the Motivational Strategies pathway. The purpose of this project for the member is to cultivate an understanding how her emotions impact relationships. It is also designed to help her identify how others' emotions impact her emotional state. While the purpose of the speech for Toastmaster Ashil is to share some aspects of her experience journaling emotions or being aware of emotions when interacting with others. Timer, please note the time allotted for this particular speech is 5 to 7 minutes, and the title of the speech is Relationships and Emotional Intelligence. I hand over the stage to the Game Master to formally introduce the title and the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yadav. All right, Asil, I'm going to do this contest style. Toastmaster Asil, have you pinned the timer? Yes?
Let me check.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Okay, wonderful. Is that your speaking position?
Yes, you all can see and hear me well, right?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you clearly and we can see you clearly.
Don't mind the knife behind me. It won't hurt me.
Wonderful. All right, let me formally introduce you now. Our first speaker for the prepared speeches section, Asil Saeed, Relationships and Emotional Intelligence. Relationships and Emotional Intelligence, Asil Saeed. Over to you.
Asil, Abdullah, I have terrible news. Your father just left the world. The cancer has beat him. It felt like my heart was gonna stop. And the winner in area contest, it wasn't me. I worked so hard, I was positive I would make it to division this year. Oh my goodness, the work the way is so amazing. I showed you all 3 different stories. Give me a thumbs up if you felt sadness in the first story. And who here felt sadness? Okay, in the second story, who here felt anger? Thumbs up if you felt anger in the second story. Finally, who here felt excitement in the last story? Thumbs up. As you can see, I used your emotional intelligence so you can see how I'm feeling. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, emotional intelligence can help you in relationships. Quick intro. Emotional intelligence is that you has the ability to be aware of your emotions and those around you. Effective speakers can try to connect with their audience through emotion. The audience will feel anger, happiness, sadness. They can actually understand what you went through. When you talk about sad experience like losing a loved one, you feel sadness. When you want to talk about something that went wrong, you'll feel anger. When they talk about an amazing experience, an adventure, like riding a roller coaster, water slide, you can feel excitement in their voices. This is called there are self-awareness and empathy. How does it help in a relationship? Well, when you feel that a friend of yours, hopefully it doesn't happen, going through a bad moment, or they lost a member of their family or a close friend. I've been through it. I know some people who went through a bad time, but because I can understand how they're feeling, sadness, heartbroken, stressed out if they're dealing with difficult moments, you lean your hand and let them cry on your shoulder and give them a pat in the back. That's how the public speakers, do. They help the audience connect with you through emotion. Emotional intelligence doesn't only work on self-awareness and empathy. There's also self-motivation, intrinsic motivation or extrinsic. The first one is self-motivation. You find the motivation you want to achieve something, losing weight, traveling, participating in Toastmaster contest. Extrinsic motivation is the motivation you get from everyone. Someone would say, you can do it, you have the potential. But self-motivation is much higher. The winner in area contest, international, table topic, humorous, and evaluation, I only got 3rd places in evaluation and humorous. But it's not enough to get to division. At first I was all like, I was so close. I wanted to make it in division this year. Suddenly, what is this burning inside me? Am I having a heartburn? It's not a heartburn. It's the motivation fire inside you. You wanna go try again. It's okay. I got 3rd place. That means there's improvement. I can try again. I spoke to my mentor. I want to try again. I want to start preparing for the Toastmaster contest next year. I'm super excited. I am motivated. I want to go for it. I know you're going to say it's too soon, but I will go for it. Are you kidding, my dear? It's not too soon. Being prepared for a whole year will give you an advantage. That's the self-motivation. You find all the motivation you need. Constantly seeing those champions. And sometimes I would join a club contest as a guest, and I get to meet some champions in person, not physically, of course. And I get to learn from their experience. This alone gives me the motivation I need to try again. As you can see, emotional intelligence can help you self-motivate. When you find the motivate you need, you will go for it. The fire inside me is still burning. I still want to go for it. So don't be surprised if you see me writing an international speech now. Still, I'm taking it step at a time. So to conclude, if you all worked on your emotional intelligence, it will help you inside and outside Toastmasters. It will help with your relationships. Be there for your friend or your family. And inside Toastmaster will give you the motivation you need to go for it. You might compete against me. That's so you see how confident I am that I might make it to division next year. You might compete against me. Come on, challenge accepted. So work on your emotional intelligence. It will benefit you inside and outside Toastmaster. Back to you, Game Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rasil. Now, can we please have 1 minute of silence for you all to send feedback to our dear speaker? Timer, 1 minute, please. Show me green at 30 seconds, orange at 45, and then red at 1. Okay, 1 minute starts now.
One minute up.
Thank you so very much. All right. So, as I said, we are going to play the game in between all the segments today. So, we have now arrived for the part where our players discuss. Dun dun dun! Night 1 is over. So, what has happened? I have to mention now that if someone gets killed, they will no longer be able to engage in the discussion because they're ghosts. So if you have been killed, please keep yourself muted. And don't even try to gesture or anything. You are a ghost. You cannot talk to the living players. All
Can't we
right?
call a ghost whisperer?
No, we can't. There is a role like that in Mafia, but because we have a small number of players, I'm not doing that. It's too complicated. So, night 1 has passed. So, what has happened during the night? Well. First of all, we have 2 deaths. Not one. First of all, the mafia has killed Suhan and they have killed Eugene. So Suhan and Eugene can no longer take part in the discussion. All right. I ask the players, Saurav, Vishal, Homa, Sana, Saurabh, Asil, and Laiba, please unmute yourselves. I will make the timer. So I will be the timer for you all. All right. So I'm going to keep a time. You have, please unmute. Unmute. Can you not unmute?
No, we can.
All right. So Suhan and Eugene are dead. The rest of you, please, you have 1 minute to discuss and we will vote out one person if you all decide to vote one person out. You may start now.
I think it's Homa because you can tell from the poster, you can tell from the picture in the poster that she's wearing sunglasses, and that's a clear indication that she might have been the mafia.
Way, I am an innocent person. How can I be a mafia?
You're not even showing your face. You're not showing your face. You're scared because you did something wrong. You killed 2 people. You killed off the grammarian.
We're talking about showing the face. Anyone notice that the general evaluator, Toastmaster Saurabh, is also not showing his face? That's a clear indication that he
And
is the.
he's literally called the Godfather.
Okay, Game Master, how many mafias?
Maybe that's what the real
2.
mafia wants
2.
us to
Okay.
think.
Guys, my
What?
guess is Sana and Saurabh. Sana and Saurabh are the mafia.
That's like,
No, what? That Toastmaster
That's so
Sana.
rude, Vishal. That's so
Stop,
rude.
stop.
No, no,
Everyone
no,
stop.
think
Discussion
Sana,
time
Sana.
over.
I think
Sana and
Discussion time
Saurabh.
over.
right, I
Discussion
guess
time
Saurabh is
over.
the mafia.
All right. So you can say, Saurav, who are you going to vote? Are you going to vote or are you not going to vote? Saurav, GE?
I was confused which Saurav you're talking about.
Yes, GE, do you want to vote someone out or will you not be voting?
No, I'll vote. I'll not be voting now. I'll keep.
Okay, so our GE has decided not to vote. Next player, I'm going according to my screen. Toastmaster Vishal, who would do you want to vote someone out or
And no,
are you going
can
to?
I vote last? Can I vote the last person after?
Okay,
just
no
before
problem.
Saurabh. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Toastmaster Huma, do you want to vote someone out or?
You
Oh,
muted
oh.
Huma.
Is it Sana? I think my vote will go to her.
One vote for Sana. One vote for Sana. Okay. All right. I was about to talk to the dead ghost, but Toastmaster Sana, who would you like to vote?
I'm confused between Vishal now and Huma.
You can only choose one.
I'm gonna go with Huma because she was my first guess.
Okay. One vote for Sana and one vote for Huma. Toastmaster Saurabh, who do you want to vote?
I would still stick to Toastmaster Saurabh.
Saurabh. So one vote for Sana, one vote for Huma, and one vote for GE. Asil, who do you want to vote?
It's tricky. Homa did look suspicious. However, looks can be deceiving. Some mafias can play innocent. And sorry for saying this to Mr. Sana, you looked you looked innocent. Too innocent.
That's because I am.
Oh, no discussion, no discussion. Asil, give your vote.
Sorry, I was just thinking. I think I'll go with Sana.
Quick.
Sorry.
2 votes for Sana. Toastmaster Laiba, who would you like to vote?
Toastmaster Sana.
3 votes for Toastmaster Sana, 1 vote for Toastmaster Saurav, and 1 vote for Toastmaster Huma. Let me see if that is the majority. We're going with Toastmaster Sana. If you want to vote Toastmaster Sana out, our audience, please give me a thumbs up. Audience members, you can add to the vote. Okay, I'm not getting anything. Ghost, you cannot vote, huh? Ghosts are not voting. Okay, I'm not getting anything. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
We have a minority vote for Sana. Okay, unfortunately, since we do not have a majority, at least 50%, Sana will not be voted. No one will be voted out. So that concludes day 2 discussion, and we are entering night 2. So night 2, our special town members, doctor and detective, please message me. Mafia, also please message me. You know the drill. In the meantime, let me go ahead in introducing our second speaker, our evaluator for the second speaker. My brain got frozen because of this. Our second evaluator for the second speaker is Toastmaster Saida Laiba Kayas. So Toastmaster Laiba, please tell us, what are your speaker's objectives?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. It's my distinct privilege to evaluate none other than Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Suhan Abdulmanaf. Today, he is going to deliver his project from level 3, that is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring, and to share some aspects of previous experience as a protege. Wishing you all the best, and let me tell you, he is going to deliver his project from the Pathway Strategic Relationship. And the title of the speech is Every Toastmaster Should Be Blessed with a Mentor Like Him. That time, Mr. Timer, kindly note that the time limit would be 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes. Wishing you all the best, Toastmaster Suhana Bimina.
Oh, all right, thank you so much. Now, let me share my screen again. Our second speaker, Toastmaster Suhan, can you, all right. Have you pinned the timer? Yes, all right, all good. Is that your speaking position? All nice and
Yes.
comfortable? You're
Yes,
no longer
absolutely.
a ghost. You can talk now. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be formally introducing you now. Our second speaker, Suhan Abdul Munaf. Oh, no. Okay, the title doesn't want to be seen, unfortunately. So, every Toastmaster should be blessed with a mentor like him. Every Toastmaster should be blessed with a mentor like him. Suhan Abdul Munaf. Over to you.
A mentor. Who is a mentor? For me, my mentor is someone, my friend, also like my father. When we talk about mentoring, mentoring is just a process where you find someone who is quite experienced, who is smart, to help us lead and also win that game that we are playing. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear friends around the world. From the time I joined Toastmasters Club in the year 2016, I was a quiet and a shy kid. I never knew what Toastmasters was about. And also I've just been thinking that, this can just be a personal hobby kind of a thing for me. But when I went into it, my life completely transformed. But it not only happened by my own self, it only happened because of the mentor. Yet there is a different case where we don't only see mentor only in Toastmasters. There is a mentor before Toastmasters itself. Can you guess who it can be? Anyone, just a reaction or just an answer. Who can be our mentors before Toastmasters?
Our parents?
Yes. Wow.
Jinx.
Wow, that's nice, actually. Yeah, this is the right answer that I was looking from you all. Yes, indeed. You know, when I was a kid, like around 9 years old, my father, he brought me a bicycle. When I saw it that time at first, it was quite big for me. My dad said, okay, son, go for it. I was like, Dad, how can I go? It is too big. He said, no, go for it. Then he pushed, I didn't go. My bounced back. Then he said, Suhan, go. You can ride. Then what? The way he shouted at me that time, I started crying. Dad, the cycle is too big. I can't ride. Then he put his hand on me and said, Suhan, the cycle just looks big. Just sit on it. Only thing you just have to balance and hit a pedal. I slowly went. I sat on the cycle, somehow learned balancing, and I hit the pedal. And what? It was just a cakewalk. And I learned to ride a bicycle, just with the hit of my father. Similarly, when I joined the Toastmasters Club, that kind of a personality I could find here in my journey of Toastmasters Club. And that too, they all came in various forms. And that's why, to you all, my Toastmasters, that's why I would love to say that every Toastmasters should deserve a mentor like him. Now let me share you an experience where what happened to me when I joined as a simple Toastmaster. And not a simple, it's just like a no voice Toastmaster. I had been delivering speeches, but I had not been really doing my best. And I got tired of receiving same feedbacks like you don't have a stage movement, your vocal variety is not good, so on and so forth. But then I found one mentor who was just like my father figure. He told me, stand right there, deliver your speech. I did. Then what happened next? He just told me, Suhan, this is the thing you need to do. This is what you need to do. Once you do this with the practice, you are going more beyond and beyond and beyond. Now let me tell you who he is. My first mentor of my Toastmaster journey is Toastmaster Ramanujam Satyamurthy, SAM. He's the first Sam, and he calls me the second because of our names are hyphenated somewhere. That man is really something that really hit me to do it. But then next thing has happened to me in my life, which I never expected. There was a club contest that was happening. I was trying to withdraw. Then I got a call from my friend, who's also like my brother. He said, Suhan, where are you? I said, I'm not going to attend. Where are you? You just come and attend. No, I don't think I can. No, you can. You just go for it. After listening to him, I went on the stage. And what? I delivered my speech. Then do you know what happened next?
You won the contest?
Yes. And there was something. Oh, I'm not able to play the audio. I don't know why, but I can just tell you what has happened. Yes, I indeed won that contest, but it did not happen all by myself. It happened because of that push. And you know who that person is? He's DTM Alan Paul, who is our district PR manager here. He has pushed me to an extent that I never believed that I could compete, not only in club, area, and division. He has really brought out that difference for me, which I never believed that I can do it. So really, this was really a meritorious moment for me that I can't forget in my life ever. Yes, you are absolutely right, Toastmaster Asil. And he has really changed not only my life, he has also transformed others, Toastmasters' life as well. So that's why I would like to tell you all that everyone should deserve a mentor like him. So fellow Toastmasters, this is what I would like to tell you all. Every mentor is a blessing in our Toastmasters Club. Please have them. And also, you might find me or Toastmaster Alan or Toastmaster Ramanujam anywhere in your life. So, and I really wish you all the best for that. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so very much. All right. Before I ask for timer to start the 1 minute time for everyone to give their feedback to a wonderful speaker, please, whoever the players are who haven't sent me a message, send the message now. And now we shall begin the 1 minute feedback to send to our wonderful speaker, Toastmaster Suhan. Thank you so much. Timer, he just flashed all the colors at once. I was like, oh. Thank you so much. All right. So let me just see my notes that I've written down. Okay. All right. Wake up, town, wake up. It is now day 3. Oh, stretch. What has happened? Oh my God. Seems like the mafia were very busy because 2 people have been killed. First of all, let us say goodbye to our Toastmaster and player Laiba. And second, let us say goodbye to our Toastmaster Huma. They have joined Casper Suhan and Casper Eugene in the afterlife with the ghosts. So, now that has happened, the remaining players, Toastmaster Sana, Toastmaster Saurabh, Toastmaster Sana, Toastmaster Saurabh, Toastmaster RGE Saurabh, Toastmaster Asil, yes, am I missing anyone? And Toastmaster Vishal. Please unmute yourselves, and I want to make sure you have all unmuted yourself before I begin the timer, the discussion timer.
Can you please turn it off?
Huma was not only killed, she was kicked out of the meeting room entirely. All right, poor Huma. Homa, welcome back. Unfortunately, you've been killed by the mafia. So you cannot speak. Mute. Please stay muted. Can a ghost possess a dead body? No, they can't. The mafia game does have this. It's just, it makes it more complicated. So we're not having that. All right. I see that all the alive players have unmuted themselves. You may now begin your discussion for 1 minute.
I guess Toastmaster Huma was innocent, Toastmaster Sana.
Exactly. Yes, you're right, Asil. Absolutely. The two people who voted were Sana and Toastmaster Saurabh Yadav, right? And they are they played it very well. One voted for the other, and the one voted for the other villager. No, sorry, the civilian. So I think.
Do you know there's this saying that
but
the person
now
who
I guess
farts
like
is
we
the
have
first person accuses? I feel like Toastmaster Vishal, you're going for that game.
Okay.
You very loudly, no, I mean not the fart thing, but like very loudly, you were straight on with whom you wanted. Like you didn't even think about my innocent face. You were just like, you know what, I want people out so nobody suspects me. And I think the game that you're playing, people have caught on. So you can't do that anymore. I feel like you're hiding behind a mask.
Stop. 1 minute is up. Discussion for 1 minute is up. Everyone stop. Everyone
30
stop.
seconds. 30.
No. 1 minute is up. 1 minute is up. So I'll be going through my screen. First up is Toastmaster Sana. Who would you like to vote out?
I think Vishal did it.
All right. 1 vote for Vishal.
It is Sana.
Toastmaster Saurabh. Who would you like to vote out?
earlier I had voted Saurav, but now Vishal.
There, you got it. It is both of these guys. Yes.
2 votes. All right. No discussion. 2 votes for Vishal. RGE, who would you like to vote?
I'll not vote.
Okay, RGE is not voting, so he's skipping. Toastmaster Vishal, who would you like to vote?
I'd like to vote for Sana, and Asil also vote for Sana. We need to get majority. You can vote me out next. I mean, if I'm wrong, you vote me out. Next round, you can
Okay,
vote me out.
no discussions.
Sana, where is Sana?
Toastmaster
Yeah.
Asil, you're the last one. Who would you like to vote out?
This is tough.
Come on.
Asil, woman power.
I think this Mr. Official wants us to believe this Mr. Sana is the criminal we're looking for.
Right?
No discussion. Just vote.
Sorry about earlier to Mr. Sana, but I'm gonna agree with you and vote this Mr. Official off.
You are going to regret. You can vote me
All
out
right.
next time.
Don't worry, because of course the audience will have to also vote. Audience members, who do you vote for? Give a thumbs up if you vote for Vishal and a heart if you vote for Sana. Thumbs up for Vishal, heart for Sana. Heart for Sana, thumbs up for Vishal. No? Okay, no one else? Okay, all right.
We have one.
Okay, anyone else? Do we have too many ghosts here? Deepthi,
There was a thumbs
Saurabh,
up
our guest Saurabh. Our guest Saurabh as well? No? Okay, I think he's away. Chika, who do you vote for? A heart for Sana, thumbs up for Vishal. Heart for... Come on. Quick. Choose someone. All right. With how many votes are these? Okay, with 5 votes, Vishal has unfortunately been voted out. Not only is he the majority among the players, he's also the majority vote among the audience. So Vishal, dun. Go climb the plank off the ship And
Oh,
with that,
no.
the town has voted to kill off Vishal. So Vishal is down. Okay. The game hasn't ended yet, just so you know. The game hasn't ended yet. So the remaining players are Toastmaster Sana, Toastmaster Asil, Toastmaster Saurabh, and Toastmaster Saurabh. Both the Saurabh and Saurabhs are here. So with that, let us move on with, of course, our Toastmasters meeting. Let us not forget, it may be game night, but it's also a Toastmasters meeting. So let me share my screen. Now we shall have the table topic session where guests can also speak and we can also speak and the ghosts can also speak. Let's not forget, the ghosts need to speak too. So that is why we have a table topic session. I mean,
All right.
that's not
Sorry
why
to
we actually
interrupt.
have one.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Don't we need to vote for the best speaker?
Let's put this to the end of the table topic session so that I can prepare the polls.
All right.
All right.
You can proceed.
Thank you. Okay, so table topic session. Help me welcome the person who will be hosting the table topic session and giving us fun table topics to play around and test our impromptu skills with. She is a last year university student because Corona decided to have other plans of computer science, computer applications or computer science, I think. She's in fact 1 month older than me, therefore making me the baby of the club. So I really do hope a guest younger than me joins so that I no longer have to be the baby of the club. But that is none other than Sana Yusuf, our table topics master. Help me welcome our Vice President of Public Relations onto the stage as our TTM.
Thank you, Toastmaster today. I completely forgot that I actually had to hold a table topic segment in the whole mafia town thing. I literally forgot that I had to get my presentation up. Host, can you please give me sharing rights? And while she does that, I just want to discuss table topics as a segment where it's supposed to be super fun, and it is actually the best segment of the entire meeting because we get to speak uninterrupted for 1 to 2 minutes on any question. And I thought, while humans, we always have like one-sided opinions. If we like cats, we like cats. We don't hate them. If we like spice, we like spice. We don't not like spice. So I thought, why don't we be someone who can have both aspects? Why can't we be for, but also against something, but switch between those things really quickly? All right. Now, this is a game, as I call it, Switch. And I've seen this being played a lot in contests. And I thought, why don't we just give it a try? And it's pretty simple. I'd like to call our game master to give us a demo so you guys can have an idea of how this game can be played. Don't worry, it's impromptu, so you will still get the feel of impromptu table topics, but with a twist. And I'm going to share my screen. All right, game master. So the rule is, and before that, timer, I want you to keep the time for 1.5 minutes. So there's no going to be any green card, any yellow card. You will be speaking for one minute, 1.5 minutes. And I just want you to show a red card when it's one minute. Okay? And show a red card again. No, yellow card for 1 minute and red card for 1.5 minutes. That's it. All right. Thank you, timer. Now, game master. Your question is, we should just relax in a fancy hotel room. You will speak for the topic. That's okay. You'll speak for the topic. And then when you hear this bell, you will completely switch for against immediately. And then you hear the bell again. And that's when you have to switch again for the topic.
Yes. It seems a guest has a question.
Yes.
Guest Saurabh? Then.
No, I wanted to nominate myself.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
he'll be next.
Yes,
Okay.
that's great. All right.
All right.
So just for the purpose of all the guests, and I know this is quite confusing, so we'll just have a demo with our game master because obviously Toastmaster of the day should inaugurate this meeting. All right.
Okay.
So let's start our timer, and you can choose. You can go for the topic first, or you can go against the topic first. That's all on you. But as soon as you hear the bell ring, you have to switch to the other side and speak against or speak for, whatever is up to you. All right.
Okay.
So timer, start timing because she's gonna start speaking.
Fancy hotels. Oh my God, they just speak of luxury. And it's not always, I think, that we go on vacation, especially now with Corona. So when you're going on vacation, sometimes you just want to relax, get some room service, enjoy the beach waves or whatever is going on outside if you go to a tropical resort or a beach resort. How fun is that, right? So how fun is that? But is it really fun? You're being lazy and sitting on your butt. So maybe go out, explore the shops. Obviously, give something to the economy, maybe. Bring home some souvenirs rather than sitting at home, at a fancy hotel on your butts during a vacation. Going out is fun. Exercising is fun. And obviously, your doctor will thank you so that you don't have to eat an apple every single day to make him keep away. So, of course, get up, get moving, enjoy the beaches, and do not be lazy and stay in your fancy hotel rooms during your vacations. All right, and done.
All right. So thank you so much, Game Master. As everyone saw, this is just a game where you keep switching sides as soon as you hear the bell ring. And this is just to see how quick you can switch, how quickly you can gather your thoughts and project it for the negative side or for the positive side. And it's just to see how quick you are to think on your feet. So it's going to be a very fun activity, and I hope everyone takes part in this. Now, who's going to go first? We have our first guest Saurabh, who raised his hand, and that's great. Saurabh, your question is, aliens are not real. So you will have to speak for that you agree that aliens are not real, and as soon as you hear the bell ring, you're going to speak against it, that yes, aliens are definitely real, and you're going to give us a convincing answer for both. Okay? All right, timer, go.
Around 10 years back, I was almost a kid, and there was a popular movie. I belong to India, and we are famous for our Bollywood movies. The name of the movie was Koi Mil Gaya. When I saw the movie, there was a character called as Jadoo, and that character was none other than an alien coming all the way from a different planet. Since that day, I got a very strong belief that aliens are real. Why? Because in my life, I have felt in most of the scenarios when I feel weak, all of a sudden I get a power from some other world, and that power makes me strong. But is that always true? There are so many chances when I feel weak and I shout, Jadoo, Jadoo, where are you? And this Jadoo never responds. And I feel that aliens are not always real. Probably this is just a myth, or this is just a hypothetical character prepared by those Bollywood directors, our grandparents, our friends who want to befool us when we feel low just because they want to see us smiling. So aliens may or may not be real, but certainly these people are the characters who are there to bring some positivity, some confidence, and some hopes in our life. So, my dear friends, the moral of the story is don't feel low. If there is an alien, he will certainly come and help you. If there is no alien, you should have the hope that there is a Jadoo within you who will do some magic and you will come out with more power. Back to the table topic master.
Thank you, guest Saurav. That turned into an inspiring speech. Thank you so much. And as you were the first volunteer, you get to choose who wants to go, who gets to be the next victim of the switch game.
Oh my God. So this is the first time I'm joining your club meeting. The posters were very beautiful and I got a new friend, Subhan, who invited me to join this meeting. So
You can thank him. You can thank him by choosing him as the next victim.
okay, so I chose Subhan only. Subhan, please don't mind.
Well, I was thinking I can give it to Chuka because you want some other guests to participate.
Okay, all right.
Chuka, would you like to go? All right. Yes. Okay. Your question is social media stalking that we do on Instagram and Facebook for other people should be normal. It should not be weird. It should not be illegal. It should be normal. That's your question. And when I ring the bell, you have to change sides and immediately start talking about the opposite. Okay? Sorry.
Thanks. You're muted. You're muted.
We can't hear you.
Oh, Chuka's audio is not even working at all.
It should be working now. Sometimes
now it's working.
Yeah, sometimes it needs to be set. I just recognize. Let me start my video again. I'm looking at all of you. Would you consider that as stalking? I don't know many of you, and yet here I am looking very closely at each of you. But of course, I cannot see you because you are at my side on my screen, and I'm looking at the camera. With social media, you don't know if I'm looking at you. And in fact, this is a privacy concern. But for those of you who do look at people online, you can rest assured that nobody is knowing that their presence is being watched. Not like being on the street and looking at someone or chasing after someone. Therefore, stalking on social media should be a normal thing. And indeed, who cares? In fact, who cares that we have security cameras and things that monitor our behaviors so that we live in a better world? Of course, everybody cares. Why shouldn't we care about our own privacy? This is a very important attribute of humanity, and it's something that is precious, just like our children, our families. Therefore, we shouldn't make social media stalking normal, or even any stalking for that matter.
Thank you so much. Before you mute, you need to choose the next victim for the switch game. So who would you like to choose?
Well, since Suhan very cleverly diverted the baton to me, so I would like to pass it back to him.
To Suhan?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much once again, Chuka. But I think I need to give to our guest once again. I would like to give it to Deepthi, if you don't mind.
Okay. Guest Deepthi, would you like to go? Wait, let me share my screen.
It's okay. I can.
All right, your question is, Valentine's Day should be abolished.
That's good.
You have to speak for this topic, and as soon as you ring the bell, as soon as you hear the bell, speak against.
Okay.
Show us a thumbs up when you're ready to go.
Okay. Usually Valentine's Day, it's not in all the world. Like it's completely came from one particular part of the world, but now it's been everywhere. Every country you can see celebrating Valentine's Day, and we even enjoy celebrating it. It's very good that people exchange their views, happiness, and what they thought, what's going in them with their partner. But I don't think it's really that important, because the Valentine's Day, if you dedicate one day for it, that means the other days are not that important. It should be, right? I think every day should be a Valentine's Day rather than celebrating it one day. It should be same it should be the same every day. If everybody could share their feelings, happiness, or thoughts, or good positive things to each other every day, it will be very nice rather than celebrating it on one day. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guest Dipti.
Thank you.
And is there anybody else who would like to participate in the Switch game? Any of our other guests?
I would like to partake, if I may, Sana, as one of the ghosts.
Yes, surely. Okay.
Can you introduce me to Casper, Eugene?
Yes, I am Casper. I am Casper, the friendly ghost.
Okay, your question is, ostriches would make a good pet. And just to clarify before Eugene stops, I can ring the bell 2 or 3 times. As soon as I ring the bell, you have to switch from one side to go to the other side of whatever you're saying. It can be 2, 3 times as soon as you hear the bell. Okay, so don't restrict yourself to only one ring. And over to you, Eugene.
I am definitely a fan of ostriches. Here's why. Ostriches are quite the violent bunch, which means that if you want to protect yourself from potential robbers, as well as potential criminals that might come into your house, you get yourself an ostrich. Ostriches actually have killed people. They're very aggressive when they protect something. But you know what's also great about ostriches? You can also cook them. I've had ostrich meat, actually. Kind of dry, but in the end, may not be a great pet, but a fantastic meal. I love it with a little bit of red wine, throw in a little bit of some oregano on there. That's when you cook, however, ostrich meat, let me just remind you that you're hurting an animal and they have emotions. Be therefore careful if you want to eat an ostrich. They're more useful as a pet in the end. Although they can be great for food, they can be a great meat source, but in reality, an ostrich is a great bodyguard, a great protector. They'll be loyal to you throughout the rest of their life. But then again, that meat is so delicious, so succulent. It really takes you to a whole nother world. In the end, I can't really decide whether an ostrich is a good pet or a bad pet. But all I know is that it's a great bodyguard. And if you get bored of it being a bodyguard, it's a great 3-course meal. Back to you. Back to you, Tabletop Master.
Thank you so much, Grammarian. That was amazing. Timer, do we have time for one more question?
Yeah, one we can take. That could be Saurabh Yadav, one last guess.
No. Yes, okay, we can have that. Let me just share my screen. All right, Saurabh with the B, right? Your question is, men gossip more than women. Men gossip more than women. Over to you.
I heard somewhere there were 2 people gossiping about a particular thing. They were talking about stock market, and from the stock market, they were discussing what exactly the government did, that is like due to which the stocks are failing, due to which the stock markets are performing bad. And both of them were men. And who says that it's just women's who always talk so much in gossip? I have a friend who always says that it might be true that men talk more, but if it comes to gossiping, it's the women's who do not want to talk about specific things, but they are fighting with you on a particular issue, and they'll bring back the 1-year-old conversation, and over there you hadn't brought a glass of water to her. But what does men do? They'll tell you that just they don't even remember what they were fighting for, and they'll just simply put in the conversation and say, okay, you might be winning, but still they won't apologize for it, what they are saying. Or generally speaking, men do talk more, and they do gossip more, but majority of the time they say it in a way that women think that they do not gossip, or they only talk about specific things like stock market, government, or other things. But if you combine these things, stock market, government, friends, sports, and every other thing, is that not a gossip? Well, that is. The problem is the definition of gossip is particularly today, people think that the gossip that is being going on is only about the people. And when it comes to people, women are good with people and men are good with things. That's true, but both of them do gossip. Their definition is different. That's it. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you so much. And with this, I think we are done with the questions for today. Thank you, everyone, whoever participated in the Switch game. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you use this game with your clubs as well, because I'm sure it brings out a lot of laughter and a lot of fun and a lot of new opinions and ideas to different sides of the coin. Thank you so much. And with this, we come to an end to the table topics. I'd like to ask the game master if we can get the polls ready.
Yes, just give me a second. In the meantime, we can get the polls for, where is this? The polls for best speaker out. So I will have to not remove you as co-host. I'm very sorry. And also, where is our VPE? I'll have to remove him as co-host as well, so that you can all vote. So I'll launch best speaker first, but before I do so, timer, has there been any disqualifications?
No, there has been none.
Even for table topics, correct?
I just need to confirm it. No, there are no no disqualification table topics either.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll pull up the best speaker poll. In the meantime, table topics master Sana Yusuf, can you please message all of the names for table topics? Launching the best speaker poll in 3, 2, 1. Please vote, everyone. Okay. All right. I'll be ending the poll now. Give me a moment. Saurabh Yadav. So many table topic speakers today. Okay. All right. In the meantime, the remaining players for the Mafia game, please do message me if you haven't already messaged me. And yes, oh, I missed out Suhan for the polls. Sorry about that, Suhan. Let me just add that in. Okay. While Mafia and players are doing what they have to do, the town, of course, let me share the poll for best table topics speaker. So I will be removing myself 1 second. I am only a dummy. Okay, so we have guest Saurabh, Toastmaster Chika, Toastmaster Deepthi, Toastmaster Eugene, Toastmaster Saurabh Yadav, and Toastmaster Suhan. Okay,
I wasn't
so
there.
you weren't there for table topics?
No, they were
Oh,
not
okay, I
meeting
just
me, but I
realized.
passed to others.
Yeah. Even in the afterlife, he is good at evading people. Huh? He has given it to Casper. I will launch the table topics poll now. Please, please vote, vote. Vote, 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 vote. In the meantime, I have to be an actual game master. Okay. Okay. Players for Mafia, remember to vote. Not vote, sorry. Send me what you need to send me. Okay. All right, all right. Ghosts cannot do anything, by the way, in terms of the Mafia game. All right. I shall end the poll now. Thank you all, and thank you so much, our wonderful Table Topics Master, for that amazing, amazing table topic session. And well done to everyone who has participated. Of course, let's get back to Mafia. I do want to do one final round before we move on. So, night 3 has come and gone. Wake up, remaining players. There has been another body discovered. Night 3, unfortunately, a seal was killed. And so was our GE Saurav. Players, unmute yourselves. How many do we have left? 1 second. Oh, okay. No, players don't unmute yourselves. Now that we have come to the end, you might be all wondering what is happening. You will not know for now. I will reveal it all in the end. So I'll call our godfather, not an actual name, but he's the godfather of our meeting, not the game. And he will be heading the general evaluation session. Help me welcome our general evaluator. If Zoom can share my screen. Has Zoom also gone to the afterlife, visiting the ghosts, it seems? Can
Game
everyone
Master,
see my...
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear myself.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
before I should have said this earlier, but can we have a group picture before we begin our general evaluation session?
For sure, for sure. Everyone, show your beautiful, beautiful faces, please.
Cameras.
Show your beautiful faces, and I'll be the one taking your beautiful, beautiful
What is
pictures.
our pose?
Just...
What is our pose for Mafia? I think we should have like a gun.
Yeah, gun. Hands up. Come on, come on. Hands up. Eugene, can you stick them up? Stick them up. Yay! All right. I'll do this because I have to do it with one hand. 3, 2, 1. Laiba is trying to be innocent and going like this. Come on. Stick them up. All right. 3, 2, 1. Vishal, can we see your face? Can you come in for like a few seconds? If possible.
No, it's fine. He's dead.
Stick them up. Come on. Yay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you all so much. All right. So now I can continue and call on our Godfather. Godfather, who will be evaluating us all for the general evaluation session with his team of little Godfathers, little minions. I don't know. Help me welcome our guest Toastmaster, General Evaluator Saurav Datta. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. So I just got a request that I should call the second evaluator first. So we'll get started with the evaluations, the speech evaluations. So I'll first invite the evaluator of the second speaker. Our speaker was Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Manaf, and the evaluator is Toastmaster Laiba Gayas. Toastmaster Laiba, over to you.
Thank you so much, your evaluator. Mentor, it's not me, it's you, Shiny. Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Manaf delivered his speech on Toastmasters mentoring. Toastmaster Suhan, your speech was so inspiring and it's so motivating. That in your speech, you talked about your mentors, your father, DTM Alan Paul, throughout your life, how they help you in Toastmasters, how they help you in the real life, the life outside the Toastmasters. Then Toastmasters, Suhan, you started your speech with the question. By asking the questions, you hook the audience. And I noticed one thing, and I personally like that most. You were asking the questions again and again. You know, when you do this, it engages the audience. So good job, Toastmasters Suhan Abdul while engaging the audience. Then comes to eye contact. As you all know that we are in Zoom meeting, our camera is eye contact. So eye contact was amazing. Then the speech was having a touch of drama, humor. I just want to suggest one thing, that the camera was not adjusted properly, although you were using the hand gestures. I noticed, but we were unable, at some points, we were unable to see your hand gestures. We were just like, your hand gestures were just like this. Hand gestures should be like this. Then vocal variety was perfect, eye contact was perfect. I suggest you try to incorporate the element of drama more, what I think. So, you know, when you add humor, you may, by doing so, you can attract or engage the audience more. Overall, the speech was amazing. The ending was perfect. No abrupt ending was there. The speech was well crafted. And Toastmaster Suhan, please try to use the stage area. You know, start your speech from the middle, then move towards left, and then move towards right. You know, it gives you proper impact when you use the stage area. Overall, it was an amazing speech. Wishing you all the best. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Laiba. I'll reserve my comment till the second evaluation is done. And evaluating our first speaker is our evaluator, Toastmaster Saurav Yadav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurav. Toastmaster Asil, the moment you were there, I could see a beautiful, contagious smile on your face. And that's what made me like, That's what made the audience as well as you comfortable. And that smile conveyed confidence. You were confident, not, and the beautiful part was you weren't faking it. You were confident because you were prepared. Nowhere in your speech I could see any fumble or lack of words. Kudos to you on that part. I also note, I could see that you have rehearsed your speech really well. So kudos to you on that part. And when you said quick call, I could see some beautiful use of hand gestures. And along with that, I also noticed that at places when you said connect or anger, happiness, sadness, these use of hand gestures, I felt they were a little calculated. They didn't came out naturally. In a prepared speech, whenever you use this, make sure that like whenever you do this, make sure you have rehearsed your speech so well that even your calculated hand gestures looks natural. Make sure you do that. If what impact would it have been if you had said anger, happiness gestures in this way? That would have made much more sense. Along with that, I noticed that you were constantly struggling to look into the camera. And in a virtual setup, if your evaluator says to stand and deliver your speech, it's not because they want you actually to stand and deliver. They want to evaluate you on your hand gestures and other areas as well. So whenever you stand and deliver your speech, make sure your device is placed at a level so that you don't have to constantly look down. In your speech, I felt you had to look down. That's your device should have been placed a little higher. Along with that, I noticed some beautiful voice modulations. When you said sadness, heartbreak, these were the modulations I felt that. And kudos to you on that part. Overall, you had a wonderful voice modulation. You were prepared. Try to keep the frame, try to keep a better frame and keep carrying that smile. That's it from my side, and I hand over the stage to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much to both the evaluators and the speakers, and congratulations to both the evaluators and the speakers. A couple of comments from my end. See, when you are evaluating a speaker, it's very important that you give the speaker a moment of epiphany, an aha moment, right? So no speaker actually comes on stage to be evaluated with the expectation that I will only be told nice things about the speech. So all of us, when we come in as speakers, we expect to be told something that we have missed out, something that we could have done better. So that is something that every speaker looks for. And honestly, I did not find that coming from any of the two evaluators. And I'll tell you why, because your focus was entirely on the delivery. Both the evaluators, if you look at it, you only talked about the delivery, right? So the first evaluator talked about looking at the camera, the hand gestures. You also talked about smiling and the screen presence. What you are then not doing justice to is the content and the project objectives. See, when you are evaluating a pathways project, the project objective and how far the speaker has been able to meet the project objectives and what are the things in the content that could have been better, that is something that could be a very significant value addition to the speaker speech. So for instance, if I talk about Toastmaster Suhan's speech, one of the things that I would have loved to hear is this particular project. He has to share his experience as a protege and what is something that he understood or learned through the mentoring experience as a protege. Now that learning part, I understood it was more like a saga. It was more like a thank you note to the mentor. If the mentor would have been here, he would have been in cloud 9. That I totally get that. And I totally get that he is totally indebted to his mentor. Perfectly okay. All of that, those boxes he's ticked. But what is the learning that came out of it? And sometimes this mentoring project becomes very interesting if also the protege talks about some of the conflicts which happens when the goal setting, the expectation setting. It cannot be unless you are being mentored by a saint. Even a saint would probably not meet those boxes. But it cannot be that there were no moments of tension or moments of conflict. And what came out of it? I think that would have made the speech very realistic. the way it was presented, it was like, this mentoring experience was the next best thing after sliced bread. Now that is good to believe, but I guess it cannot always be so sweet. So there could have been moments of, a little bit spicy. Coming to the second speaker, if you look at the project objectives, it very clearly mentions that there is a journal that she has to maintain, and that based on that journal, she has to share the experiences of going through the emotional intelligence and how is she dealing with it. What I found is a more generic expression of emotional intelligence and the ability to deal with it. So yes, as an emotional intelligence speech, it was good. But if I look at the project objectives a little closely, there I find that the journaling experience was somewhere that was missing. So I think these are the two aspects which I would have wanted both the evaluators to call out in terms of the content and you're giving the recommendation. Even when you're going for an evaluation speech contest, please remember there are 40 marks out of the 100 marks. 40 marks are there only for recommendations. So recommendations are very, very good. Though we evaluate to elevate, but at the same time, the recommendations I have to be really point on. So this is something that I would want you to take note of. But very, very elevating evaluations, very motivating evaluations, most importantly, evaluations which will inspire the speakers to come back on the stage again. That is the most important part. And there, both of you score a 10 on 10. So congratulations again for that. Thank you. So let me now move on to the rest of the members of my tag team before I present my evaluation for the whole meeting. So let me first welcome the timer of the meeting. And our timer today is Toastmaster Vishal. I don't need to look at the agenda because he keeps on flashing those cards, green, yellow, red, to make his presence clear. Thank you. Over to you, timer.
Well, my evaluation is that all of them have qualified except for the evaluators, which is 2 minutes and 37 and 38 seconds respectively. That is all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Toastmaster Vishal, the timing taken was 2 minutes and 37 seconds, is it?
37. Yeah, 37 and 38.
Yeah, which is fine because the evaluation timings are 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
So they can go from up to 3 minutes 30 seconds.
Okay.
So for table topics it is 1 to 2 minutes, but for evaluation it is 2 to 3 minutes. So I think both of them qualify.
I think both of them qualify. Yeah, all of them qualify. Over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let us now move on to the person who will definitely find me as his favorite, our R counter for the meeting, because I am always an R-ful person. So over to our R counter.
Thank you, General Evaluator. And I will present my report now regarding the words used in today's meeting. TM Asil used 2 times. TM Suhan used 2 times and 2 times. TM Sana used 2 times. Game Master TM Suraiya used twice. TM Chuka used filler words like. TM Dipti used 6 times or 3 times. TM Saurav Yadav used 4 times or 3 times, and filler word was like and. TM Laiba, repeated word was like and. So that's all about my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Let me now welcome the most erudite member of my tag team, our grammarian, Toastmaster. Shall I pronounce it as Eugene or Eugene?
Or Eugene, that works.
Okay, thank you. So over to you, Toastmaster Eugene.
Great, from one DTM to another. I will now present my grammarian's report, which involves, of course, keeping track of grammar. I want to keep this report overall broad, just for the pointing out of points that we all can utilize. I firstly want to note that our usage of the English language is overall crisp, that there was precise usage of vocabulary for specific moments. I will highlight myself, for example, using the word succulent to describe the ostrich meat. I highly recommend that those of us who are continuing to utilize that very descriptive vocabulary to continue to utilize it for the sake of really engaging the audience members in our Zoom room in this meeting and beyond. And then to highlight a potential opportunity for improvement, I noticed a lot of run-on sentences. And this happens all the time. I'm doing it right now. We add ands, thens, thuses, buts. They extend the sentence to beyond what is needed. At times, it's simple to just have a quick, simple sentence. We don't need to say, the fox jumped over the fence and then grabbed the orange. Well, that's not exactly a run-on sentence, but we just kept adding on ands to the point that did become a run-on sentence. We can simply say, the fox jumped over the fence, the fox grabbed the orange. Very short sentences that just convey the same thoughts, convey the same points, but do not have those ands that prove to be a little bit droning and perhaps distracting to audience members. Overall, I really recommend for us to try and incorporate pauses, perhaps to eliminate some of those ands, but also just to keep track of our usage of those unnecessary extensions by perhaps looking into the recording of this meeting, if that's possible, for members to look at that. That way they can notice some of their own filler sentences they used. That way we can come back to this meeting with maybe trying to incorporate some additional techniques to reduce the amount of run-on sentences that we overall have in this meeting. Overall, great usage of the English vocabulary. Just got to work on saying and a little bit less. With that, that's the grammarian report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Eugene. And with this, let me now start the evaluation of the whole meeting. So first of all, I'm really impressed with I really like it when a Toastmasters meeting, every Toastmasters meeting, I don't know if it's a special meeting for you guys, I think it's a regular meeting. In a regular meeting, when you have so much of preparation before the meeting, during the meeting, you have a theme and there's so much of diligence in the theme, there's a proper background there. I was looking at the slides that all of you were presenting, whether it's the table topic master or the T-mod. The placement of the fonts, the consistency of the fonts, the font sizes, the color, the theme alignment with the color. I mean, everything was like, there has been a PR manager. I'm sure there has been a VP PR who will get a lot of credit for this. But I would say like it looked like you actually appointed a creative director to sit and actually do all of these branding for you. But whoever did it, if it was one person or more than one person, I'll give full marks to everyone who has been involved in this. A beautiful way of making a meeting interesting. Often we hear that in the Zoom land, meetings are getting boring and people don't want to come into the meeting. It is we who make the meetings boring, whether it's online or offline, right? So there are offline meetings where we have gone and we have went off to sleep or taken frequent bio breaks because the meeting, we just couldn't stand it. And then there are online meetings where we just switch off our camera and then do something else because the meeting is so boring. And then there are meetings like this where someone like me who understands nothing about Mafia would also stick around for 2 hours, and almost it's midnight India time, and still I'm trying to keep myself awake because I do find the meeting interesting. So thank you so much for having such an interesting theme and then doing it so diligently. Coming to the major role players of the meeting, the Toastmaster of the day, very well prepared with the Mafia game. She knows her game and she played it well and she made us play it well. She killed a few people in the way. She also ensured that, people are caught killing each other. I did not make much sense of what was going on, to be very honest, but I did understand that some people here were at least having fun, and that's okay if a few people are not getting it. I'm an old school person, so probably I don't understand the Mafia thing, but then someone who's enjoying it is totally okay for us to have these kind of things, and you did a perfect justice to the entire thing, Madam Game Master and Toastmaster of the day. And I must commend you for the way you have dressed up. I think you mean business, and that's very clearly showing up in your attire as well. So the screen presence is very necessary for a Toastmaster of the day. Another thing I must also say is that so yeah, Chuka, thank you for making me feel better. So now coming, another thing I must also say is that you had a lot of interactions, right? So I've seen T-mods who will hijack the entire meeting and they'll just keep on talking, and you did not do that. You actually had a lot of audience interaction, involved the audience. So that's a good way of keeping the meeting interesting. I'm seeing at the count and it's steadily between 14 and 15. So it's not really going down, which generally happens if the meeting is not interesting. So thank you, great job there. Coming to our table topic master, Toastmaster Sana, you had some beautiful topics. I really loved it when you wanted the switch theme. And since I'm a G, the one thing I hate about being a G is that no one calls me for table topic, right? So I think you maintain that consistency. Thank you so much for that. And the other thing is that what I would really wanted to be a little different is you did the switch thing multiple times later, right? And that is the way, if you do it, then it's really interesting. But what you did is a few earlier speakers got an undue advantage because you did one switch. A few of the later speakers, did multiple switches. So, it was like down the curve. Suddenly you saw Eugene. I don't know whether there's something with him that you suddenly triggered to be making it more difficult. Okay, it's Eugene, so let me make it tougher. I don't know if there's some personal bias against him, but if that's the case, then it's okay. Otherwise, try to keep it consistent, so that everyone has the same level playing field. So that's the only feedback from my side for you, Toastmasters Hannah. But apart from that, fantastic topics, very interesting ones indeed. Particularly the one which you gave to Eugene, I think that was a masterstroke. I don't think many people would have been able to do justice which Toastmaster Eugene did in his table topic speech. Coming to our tag team members, our timer, just one reservation. I'm a little doubtful that when you would have showed the time, also you would have taken 1 minute. 1 minute 30 seconds and 2 minutes as the timer card. If that has been the case, then the evaluators have got less time than they what should have got. But if you were tracking it on 2 minutes or 3 minutes time frame, but the report when you presented it differently, then it's totally okay. We just learned that on the way. Coming to our R counter, there are two ways of us to remember information. One is either you give us limited information or you give us visual information, right? So when you give us unlimited information and you don't give it in a visual form, then it becomes difficult for us to retain anything that you are saying. So in this case, what happened is, since you called out everyone did this, if I go and ask anyone here, I mean, even if what was the first person that you talked about and how many hours and ohms they used, even that person will not remember, right? Because there is so much of information was loaded one after the other. So either present it visually or present less amount of information, saying that he had maximum hour usages, these people had no hour usages, and that's it. Or you present it in a visual format so that it's easier for us to remember. But apart from that, a great job done, a lot of due diligence, and you were very attentive. You were an active listener. That's the most important thing an accountant needs to do, and you did that. Thank you for that. Coming to our grammarian. So I think English is your first language, and it clearly shows the way you were presenting your grammarian report. You have a great command over language, and someone who has a great command over language will obviously find it a cakewalk, for doing a grammarian report in a Toastmasters meeting, and it showed you're a pro. So great job. My only call out would be that you did not mention the usage of the word of the day. Probably no one used the word of the day, and that's totally okay, but still you should call it out so that people are alert about using the word of the day. So in terms of the overall meeting, I think no development areas that I can really think of. Everything okay. Toastmaster Suhan used the word of the day, so on behalf of the grammarian, I congratulate for doing so. Thank you. And I really don't have any feedback per se. A very welcoming atmosphere. I'm pretty sure there was networking that happened before I joined. But yes, the only thing that I would say a little bit, that when I joined the meeting, there was a bit of an uncanny silence. And for the 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I was just thinking, like, is everyone sleeping, or am I supposed to talk? And I was not too sure that whether I am in the right meeting, the wrong meeting. So just ensure that something is happening, right? A few people should be on camera, because I got a message saying that the room is open, and I entered the room, and it's like, walking into a dark room and you can't see anyone. There's absolute silence, and you're like, oh my God, where did I come, right? And then the theme is mafia. So you understand the difficulties that's going on in my mind, right? So with this, I would hand over back to the Toastmaster of the day and the Game Master. Thank you for completing the rest of the game. Thank you.
Thank you so much, RGE, all the way from India. Thank you so much. Before we move on, as per the parliamentary procedure, since I do need some more time, can someone please raise the motion to extend the meeting by 10 minutes? Just 10 minutes.
Okay. I, Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Manaf, the member of Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club, would like to extend the meeting for 10 minutes.
I'm Toastmaster Sana, the member of Desert Pioneers, and I second the motion.
Great. Thank you so much. All right. Before we move on to the all-important results, of course, let us vote for Best Evaluator and best role player. So first up, we have best evaluator. We have two, Toastmaster Saurabh and Toastmaster Laiba, not guest Saurabh, two different people. So let me launch the poll now. Come on, let's vote, everyone. Vote, vote, vote. Yes, yes, yes. I've never seen two Saurabhs. Initially, I saw the agenda and I saw Saurabh and Saurav. And I was thinking to myself, oh God, what is going to happen to me? And you had to make me the TMOD. Goodness. I was going to call up our VPE and say, Sohan, what is wrong with you? But then thankfully I had to go put my makeup on. So he was saved because I had to be the game master. I will be ending the poll now. Okay. Now we have finally best role player. Poll is launched. 3 Saurabh. Yeah, Saurabh. In Hindi and all that, different languages, va and ba as well. So in the meantime, let me see. Yes. Also, please do let us know in the chat how you found us. Usually Suhan seems to invite a lot of guests. So please do let us know how you found us. If you found us through social media as well, let us know so that can help our VPPR. All righty. I think we are done with the poll. Okay. Just give me like 2 seconds to finish this off. All right. Okay. Now I'm sure you're all wondering. Who on earth won? What is the finale of this game? Right? Wait 1 second. All right. It's almost like even my presentation wants me to, drum up the suspense. So, I'll share my screen now. All right. Give me like 2 seconds for Zoom to, yes. So, Mafia Night, the court has finally come to a judgment. And this is how it is going to go. If this can go. First up, here are our players. Eugene, Asil, Laiba, Suhan, Sana, Vishal, Saurabh, and Huma. So, are you all wondering what happened? So, these are the results. We'll go day by day. Night number 1, Eugene was killed and he was civilian. Then next, night 1 as well, Suhan was killed and he was the detective. Yep, night 2, Laiba was killed and she was the civilian. Ooh. Night 2, Huma was also killed and she was a poor old civilian. Oh no, oh my God. Voted out on day 3 was Vishal and he was the doctor. Okay, all right, you still here with me? Next, night 3, Asil was killed and she was the civilian. Night 3, Saurav was also killed and he was the civilian. So that leaves us with Mafia number 1, Sana, and Mafia number 2, Saurabh. Mafia wins.
Yes, I should have gone with my instinct the first time when I said Sana. I said you were too innocent. I said you were too innocent.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I don't know how to give me.
I'll be honest. If I wasn't killed the first night, I would have head right towards Sana. Sana gave all the signs of a guilty person. The fact that she was talking so much, I'm like, oh, if I was in there, I would be like, oh, I got more than enough evidence to prove that you is it.
I had guessed both of them right at the very first time.
You
Sana
knew.
and Saurav.
For some reason, I felt like you knew. How did you know it was both of us together?
Actually, after the first night, we both gave clear signals. But after that,
yes.
I'll just tell you one thing. Detective Suhan investigated Sana on the first night, and I told him Sana is suspicious. Sana also killed Suhan on the first night.
Oh dear.
I knew it was Sana.
I could hear the little birdies whispering, and I had to cut them out.
But well played.
Congratulations. I hope this gives you an introduction into what Mafia is. It is a fun game. We also have like really special roles. Some Mafia roles are also, they can deceive others by seeming like a doctor. There's also a jailer on the town, so they can jail someone and stop them from doing anything. There is so many. There's a spy, tracker. So I hope you can also play this now that Halafab is coming up and other holidays. Play it with your friends and family. It's honestly cool. And it is the best way, in my opinion, to practice public speaking. The most fun, in my opinion. Okay, I am biased. Okay.
It was actually a fun game. I really enjoyed detective skills, and I'm actually a bit happy that my first intuition was right when I felt that you were too innocent, but I never should have voted for the doctor. I actually had suspicion between you, Sana, and Facial, because you both acted a bit weird, but I had to choose one. If it was up to me, I'd voted both of you off.
All right, let's keep chit chat towards the end because we have the awards. Who has won the meeting? All right. Thankfully, no mafia can kill the winners for this meeting. So, first up, we have best role player. Drum rolls, please. Goes to RGE Saurav Datta.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, GE. All right. Next, we have best table topics speaker. Obviously, this table topics was more fun. It was more here and there, more exciting. And this award goes to drum rolls, Eugene Schnell.
Congratulations, Eugene.
Congratulations, Eugene. All right. Next up, we have Best Evaluator, and that award goes to drum rolls, Saurabh Yadav.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Woohoo! And now we have the coveted Best Speaker Award. Drum rolls. Suhan Abdul Manaf. Congratulations,
Thank
VPE.
you so much. Thank you.
We still have one more award, and it's called the Enthusiasm Award. We recently introduced it, and it is presented to anyone who is very enthusiastic in the meeting and obviously brings a bright smile to all of us, helps out a lot in whatever way they can. And for me, that award is to our smiling little champion, Asil Saeed.
Congratulations, Asil.
Congratulations, Asil. Thank you so much for being an absolute gem in our meetings and just lighting the screen up. I still have some more announcements, you could say. So, members and guests, whoever wants to join our meetings or join DPTM. Here are our upcoming meetings. In March, we have 3 meetings following the themes, of course. In April, we have 2 meetings. So book your slots with our VPE, please. Book them, book them, book them, because your speech slots will run out very soon. And special news to all of our members who are in Kuwait. We are planning to go hybrid, back to Better Books in Salmiya, Kuwait. We will be talking with the Better Books in charge. So I hope to see more of you coming, and I hope to see it hybrid so that we can see all of your lovely faces on hybrid and also meeting each other in person and getting some food. That I think is the most important part. So thank you all for coming today. This was a wonderful, wonderful meeting. And finally, as the president, I adjourn the meeting. I don't have my gavel. Okay, fine. Done. Meeting adjourned. Wait, let me stop recording.
Thank you.